The term must win is used far too often in boxing, but on Saturday, August 20, 2022, in Saudi Arabia, Anthony Joshua is in a fight which will determine which path his career takes next. Joshua faces Alexander Usyk in a bid to recapture the WBO, WBA, Super and IBF heavyweight titles he lost to the Ukrainian in London last September. He describes the rematch as the biggest of his 26-fight professional career, adding that he has to take the fight very serious. Should Joshua win, he will rightly reap the benefits, silencing the doubters, proving his credentials as an elite heavyweight, and setting up a potential all-British super fight with Tyson Fury. AJ, for the obvious reality of the fact of his Nigerian heritage, enjoys a huge support base in Nigeria. The whole country will direct attention to Saudi Arabia to support Joshua. From Lagos to Kano, Calabar to Sokoto, it will be Nigerians rooting for one of their own and hope that he wins. And as the debate continues ahead of the fight, one man who has been following the build-up is renowned boxing expert Prince Stanley Williams. The British-born Nigerian Prince Stanley Williams no doubt backs Joshua to win. Today on Best of Sports, Prince Stanley Williams previews the big fight for us.
110.9 kilos for the challenger, former two-time world champion AJ Anthony Joshua. Next onto the scales, his perfect record of 19 fights, 19 wins, 13 KOs, the reigning and defending unified heavyweight world champion, Alexander Usyk. One hundred 100.5 kilos for the reigning and defending champion.
It is coming to the crunch. Usyk versus Joshua, part 2. A lot of analysts have said that the fight will make or mar Joshua's career. How important is this fight for Joshua? Prince Williams.
Well, I wouldn't say that's the end of the road for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is somebody that he's lost before. He came back from that loss with a resounding victory. So we'd expect this one to be different. This is his road to redemption, and AJ must do well. We're all supporting him. I want to ensure that he be the next person to fight Tyson Fury. So we don't think it's the end of the road, but at the same time, he's the top of this food chain. He's one of the very top heavyweights in the world, and also boxing, also in the business aspect of boxing, he's one of the boxers that can generate such amount close to Floyd Mayweather in this present time. So boxing needs that. Not saying that Usyk is not good, but Anthony Joshua is necessary for him to win and for the good of boxing.
The last press conference left different impressions, but the dominant opinion is that Usyk stole the show, exuding better aura and confidence, and should win. Many think Usyk will actually win the fight. Your thoughts?
Yes, of course. He would be confident. Somebody who just won the first fight unexpectedly. This is a fighter that he's dominated the cruiserweight division, and I think everybody didn't look at him as a competitive opponent for Anthony Joshua. I was one of the first people to say that was a wrong pick because I expected Joshua at a very competitive level to be fighting Tyson Fury next, or Deontay Wilder, not a very crafty fighter like Alexander Usyk. He's actually one of the best fighters in the whole world, so I'm very surprised people actually downplay that. So I don't think it's a game, it's a mind game right now. So of course he wants to get into the head of Anthony Joshua, take away his confidence. He knows that Anthony Joshua he relies a lot in his power. We know Usyk for his boxing ability. He's not a knockout artist, but he's a fighter that could drag you through the trenches, then he makes you suffer for it, then he stops you if he can. And sometimes he wins by points. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, has a higher knockout ratio, and we expect that in this particular fight, he's gonna deploy a very different game plan. So it's a very good arrangement for him if Usyk is actually thinking that confident of himself. He's looking very confident, and I believe AJ has also got a new team around him, and they will also instill the discipline that is required.
The last time out, we interfaced with you, Prince Stanley Williams. Your take was that AJ will win. Do you still maintain that level of confidence in the ability of Anthony Joshua to beat Usyk in this one?
Well, I did say so. I did say I didn't say it outrightly, because with boxing knowledge, you should understand that styles make fights, and I think his style is not the best style for Anthony Joshua. Stylistically, I believe a different type of opponent who is bigger than Usyk. I think AJ has been used to fighting certain kind of come-forward fighters. Alexander Usyk is a very different competitor. So I would say it's a 50-50 challenge. I wouldn't say, I don't think either man is much better than the other man. But when it comes to ring generalship, we know that a cruiserweight will be lighter and light-footed. He will move around, and he bobs and weaves around. So he's gonna make it a long night for whoever he's fighting, not only Anthony Joshua. So for me, I would look at it in a very different way. AJ has got a new team, from what I've seen. Spoken to one or two members of his team, and I've realized that the reason why he's choosing a new coach, the Mexican coach, is to deploy a more attack approach, because his last fight he was boxing more like a lightweight boxer than a heavyweight boxer. So now I believe that it will be more aggressive from both sides as well, because we look at Alexander Usyk, is looking very big lately. He's looking like a heavyweight himself. But I see the fight not going the distance. So and also we are hoping that AJ can pull through.
Finally, we are putting you on the spot. What is your exact prediction ahead of this bout? Will it end in a knockout and in what round? Or will AJ and Usyk have enough in the tank to stretch themselves to the distance?
Well, yes, I said that earlier. I believe that it will be a 50-50 fight. So if you're pushing me for a prediction, I would have to tilt towards AJ, because we're hoping that he can pull off this victory. I believe the training camp must have been a very drilling experience for him. It's a different fight approach, because in boxing every opponent has to be approached differently. They've got different styles. You have ambush fighters, you have aggressive, you have defensive fighters. So this guy that he's fighting has got all three skills in his ammunition. So now it's for AJ to employ the skills of the bigger man. So I would believe that AJ will pull off the victory. I would expect this fight to end with one party knocking out the other party. It has to end in a stoppage, because both fighters are coming at a heavier weight than before, and both of them are looking more aggressive. Usyk himself doesn't look like he's coming to box; it looks like he's coming to fight. And we know what's happened with Ukraine lately, with the conflict over there. We know that the people of Ukraine doesn't have much going on over there. So he's one of the faces of Ukraine, just like Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, Lomachenko, and also now Usyk. Usyk is one of the faces. So all Ukrainians are going to be tuning in to watch. So he's got the support of a whole country behind him.
Thank you very much, Prince Williams, for talking with AIT.
Thank you very much, Ed. Thank you guys for having me once again. And I want to say a big thank you to AIT. We are on a historical journey, and I believe you guys are part of our historical journey. We've brought back boxing back to our country and trying to make boxing great in Nigeria, and also make sure that we have superstar fighters over here in Nigeria. So thank you very much, and we'll keep working hard to give you guys the best. Thank you.